Adelaide's boom is done. Or is it? After the strong growth Adelaide's seeing in the past few years, a lot of investors are starting to question whether the market has already peaked. But is that what the data is telling us? While some suburbs might have hit their peak, all Adelaide suburbs are not performing the same. In this episode, let's take a closer look, where the data says the boom is definitely not done. I'm Junge Ma, the lead research analyst at InvestorKit. Now let's get into it. Well, we have to admit that some suburbs in Adelaide have grown so much and they've become unaffordable to either local residents or potential investors. And as a result, they are losing heat, losing momentum. It might be slowing down. But at the same time, Adelaide as a whole, it is not done yet. I'm going to give you the reasons why we believe it is not done, and then I'll give you some examples of regions inside Adelaide that are still witnessing good momentum. So first, why is Adelaide not done? It comes down again to fundamentals, demand and supply. Adelaide is seeing really healthy local economy, and at the same time, housing supply is still very much limited. In terms of economy, the job market is active. Unemployment rate now is just at 4%. That is one of the lowest across all capital cities. And that is also very much lower than where it was before COVID. So back then, in the 2010s, the average unemployment rate was around 7%. Now it's being stabilized at around this 4% level ever since 2022. Another indicator for job market activity is the number of online job ads, or we can look at it as number of job opportunities. That's the exciting thing about Adelaide. If we compare the number of job ads now to the same time in 2019, Adelaide's number has actually increased by 70%. And if we compare this with other capital cities, you see that 70% increase is actually the highest. In comparison, the largest cities are looking at smaller numbers. For example, Sydney's job ads actually decreased by 27% compared to 2019. Melbourne's decreased by 19% compared to 2019. Other emerging capital cities, Brisbane 39% higher than pre-COVID, and Perth 65% higher than pre-COVID. That is close to Adelaide, but still a bit lower. And then we all know that job opportunities decreased since 2022 when the interest rate started to hike. Compared to that peak, what happened to the number of job opportunities? In the biggest cities, we're seeing 38% drop in Sydney from 22 to 26. We're seeing 43% drop in Melbourne from 22 to 26. But in Adelaide, we only see a 7% drop. That is essentially nothing. It's just a slight drop. The very healthy economy is providing Adelaide a very solid foundation for housing demand increase. Then we look at the other side, the supply side. Adelaide's supply level, especially house supply level, has shrunk a lot since COVID time. The current number of for sale listings now, which is an important indicator for established supply, is just half of the number pre-2020. And we're not seeing any upward trend in recent years. It is just stabilized at this level. In comparison, let's look at Sydney and Melbourne, the largest cities. Sydney's number of for sale listings now is on average 17 to 18,000 per month. That is very similar to where it was back in 2018, 2019, when the market wasn't really hot. In Melbourne, we're seeing a very similar pattern as well. Number of for sale listings is stabilized at this similar level of where it was back in 2018-19. This supply shrink is actually explaining a lot why Adelaide is consistently seeing high market pressure in recent years, while Sydney and Melbourne, these bigger cities, are not moving as fast. Now we know that Adelaide is seeing solid fundamentals. Then how about the actual market trends? First, supply and demand relationship, the inventory. Inventory slightly increased in Adelaide in early 2025, but now since mid-2025, it's been coming down from the previous 1.6, 1.7, which was quite low, to the current 1.3, 1.4 months of stock. This is very much in line with what we see in the number of listings chart, consistently being extremely low. This market has been stable over the past 2 years if we look at the 12-month rolling median number. But if we look at the 3-month rolling median number, which is the dotted line in the chart, it's interesting that there actually has been a slight declining trend since early 2025. That signals a slight gradual improvement in market pressure. As a result of the healthy or even high market pressure, price trend line has been quite steady, going upward. And at the same time, the 3-month rolling median price trend line has always been above the 12-month rolling trend line, while in recent months, it is even showing a slight steeper slope compared to the 12-month rolling line, meaning it is potentially speeding up. I'm saying potentially because usually 3-month rolling trend line is more volatile than 12-month rolling. And also, Adelaide is a big market. While we are looking at the greater capital city level data, this trend is not necessarily happening to all regions or all suburbs. And in the rental market, supply is also very limited. Vacancy rate has been trending upward in the past few years, since 2024. But even with this upward trend, it is still sitting well below 1%. In recent months, it has actually stabilized at, we'll say, 0.55%, still a crisis level, meaning that we're seeing actually strong demand relative to supply, both in the rental market and in the sales market, as we saw in inventory levels. So to summarize what we've seen so far, Adelaide has strong fundamentals economically, and that strong local economy is supporting sustainably strong market pressure in the property market. And now let's have a look at some sub-regions inside Greater Adelaide, and then you can see why I'm saying that some markets are definitely not done. We'll look at 2 types of markets. One is the relatively higher priced markets that are regaining heat. And the second type would be the relatively affordable markets that are consistently attracting attention and gaining momentum. So first type, the higher priced ones. We're looking at West Torrens and Prospect Walkerville, the 2 SA3s. West Torrens median house price now is 1.13 million, and it has actually achieved 21% year-on-year growth. That is faster than where it was 1 or 2 years ago. And in terms of a 3-month rolling growth, which is more sensitive to recent momentum, we're looking at 9% quarter-on-quarter growth, pushing its median house price to 1.21 million at the moment. Inventory level has declined from 1.3 months of stock a year ago to the current 0.9 months. Really tight supply in the sales market. And in the rental market, vacancy rate, very much in line with Greater Adelaide, has recently stabilized at around 0.4% with a recent downward trend. Now the other SA3, Prospect Walkerville. Yes, this is one SA3. It's not It's not two of them. Median house price there is 1.3 million. In the past year, it only grew by 7.4% annually. But if we look at the 3-month rolling trend line, it's actually very surprising. Quarter-on-quarter growth was 20%. I know that won't annualize to 80% annual growth because 3-month rolling trend line is usually volatile, and in coming months, it is very likely to correct itself. But this consistent, fast growth in recent months does show a renewed momentum in that area. And if we look at 3-month rolling median house price, it actually has reached 1.56 million. In terms of supply and demand, inventory has declined from 2 months of stock back in early 2025 to the current 1 month. Days on market overall has been flat, stable. But if you look at 3-month rolling trend line, there has been a gradual decrease there. In the rental market, similar to West Torrens, vacancy rate increased slightly from 0.3% to 0.45% with a recent downward trend. So these two SA3s are representatives of those less affordable markets in the middle ring or inner ring of Adelaide, where prices didn't grow so much in the past 3 years, but now regaining momentum. Then the next two SA3s we're talking about are the lower priced ones, more affordable, having been growing well and now still attracting a lot of attention. And these two are the two northern SA3s, Playford and Gawler 2 Wells. Now, Playford first. Median house price now is still just 570,000, 27% year-on-year growth. That's very impressive. If we look at 3-month rolling trend line, the past quarterly growth was 8.8%. Again, it's not necessarily going to annualize into 36% per year, but it does show the strong momentum in recent months. Inventory level in the sales market has been around 2 to 3 months of stock in the past 2 years. It's an area with a fair amount of new development, so we can't expect really high inventory, but the affordability is really driving a lot of demand in that area. And in recent months, we are also looking at a declining trend in inventory levels again. Vacancy rate has been stable since early 2025, now sitting around 0.8%. Now, Gawler 2 Wells, the northmost region in Greater Adelaide, very close to Barossa region. Median house price here is 660,000. It is higher than Playford, most likely because housing stock here is newer, bigger, so naturally of higher price. By the way, demographics are also nicer than Playford. In the past year, house prices have grown by 20% annually, another very impressive growth. And if we look at 3-month rolling growth, it's 8% quarter on quarter, also showing a very strong recent growth momentum. In the sales market, inventory is following a very similar pattern with Playford's. A lot of new houses being built. That's why we're seeing relatively high inventories overall. Recently, there has been an increase to just 3 months of stock, but it is still very well inside the 3 to 4 months balanced range. It is still much lower compared to how much new houses are being built in that area. And also, if we look at days on market, it is being stable and declining in 3-month rolling terms. In the rental market, vacancy rate has been largely trending downward since late 2024. Now it's just around 0.4%, extremely low level. So what we have seen in these 4 regions in common is that its supply is still very much limited and demand is still quite strong in both sales market and rental market to push inventory levels either low or even further decreasing. So in summary, Adelaide is not done. It has so many strong economic factors, a massive supply shortage, and a lot of demand. While it has grown a lot, and that's obvious, but data is telling us that there are still plenty of regions or submarkets in Adelaide that are still set for more growth ahead. So it is important to remember not to look at a large market as Adelaide as one homogeneous market, because that mindset could have caused you gains that you could have otherwise got. I'm Junge Ma, the lead research analyst at InvestorKit, and I'll see you next time.